Hi guys, this is Sarita. I'm back with the Selenium Web Elements methods. So you have know about the Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium WebDriver, which is used to perform the testing on the web-based application. So web-based applications containing all the web elements. So every web page containing some elements. So that elements are those elements we are performing some actions. In the last class we have seen that we having these are the web element. This is a text box element, this is a drop down element, this is a radio button element, this is a button element, this is a linked element. So I want to perform the actions on these elements. So to perform the actions on this element I should know about this HTML page. So every web page is going to be designed in the HTML language. If you see, this is a HTML language. So every HTML language containing two parts. One is a header part, another one is a body part. So we are automating the body part. So to automate the body part, we having different elements. What are the different elements we having here means we having tag attribute text. So these are the elements which we are going to be performing. So every HTML elements containing in the tags called as HTML and closed HTML. So this we are going to be calling this one as a tags. So in tags we having different tags. Div tag we having the input tag we having span tags we having select tags we having different tags. So let's see what are the tags. Here we are able to see in the body element. So div tags we having, if you expand this div tags, image tag is there. So one image tag we having. So we will see. So this button having the selected tag. So linked tag list of elements tags option tag we having different tags. See here we having the input tag. In this div we having some uh, a tag linked tag. So this is a linked tag. If you see here it is a linked tag. See, this one is a linked tag. If I click on this link, it is going to be opening another page. This is another page. So we having different tags. So we have to perform the actions on this different tags. So first one is the tag which we are going to be identify attributes. So we having different attributes. So what is attribute? Area label is an attribute, name is attribute, id is an attribute, title is an attribute, class is an attribute, data type is attribute, data name is attribute. Next one, text. This is an attribute value. So birth date is the attribute value. Title is the attribute containing the attribute value. So we having the different attributes. So we can use these attributes to perform the actions. So text is there. So December is a text, and another one is, see in this list, this is a Jan is a one text element, February is one text element, March is one text element. So here create a new account is a text element. It is a quick access and quick and easy is a text element. So we having the text elements. So here we having a tags attribute and text. We can develop the web pages using in the notepad. If you want to develop the web page, you can develop the web page like this. Whatever the name you want to give, you can develop the web page in the notepad. Just I'm just copying this one to show you, but we are not going to be designing these pages. We can develop the web pages like this. If you want to run it, you can run the this one. This is a HTML dot. If I save this one as a HTML file name dot HTML as an extension, it is going to be appear like this. So I don't want to design the web pages. So I already my web pages is designed by the developers. So I want to automate my application. So I want to check whether this username is entering the data correctly, whether this password entering the data correctly, whether whenever I'm clicking on this login button, it is navigating to the correct page or not. I want to test this one. So to test this one, I'm going to be using these elements. So what we have to do to identify these elements? First one, whenever I've got this web page, what I have did, just I have right click on this page, have inspect particular element, on which element I want to perform the actions. I'm just checking that element value and I'm going to be performing the actions. So we having different methods to perform the actions. So what are the, so first we will see how to inspect the elements. Next one, identify the element locator, finding the element and performing the actions on that elements. So I want to performing the actions on that particular element. So in the last class we have created one program. Just I have logged into that particular application in the first program. So in this first program, I have just logged into the particular program. I have used send keys and have used click. I have used some actions method. So what are the actions method I have used in the last class? Actions methods in the last program. I have used send keys. So which is going to be sending some text value. Click button. If I want to clear the text, I can clear the text also. These all are the actions method. So next one, to attribute, to get the attribute value. So to get the attribute value, what I have did, button dot get text, I have used it. So I can use, so these are the actions methods we have already seen in the last class. And next, these methods also we have seen. Driver. So here we have seen get text. So what get text will do? The get text will get the value of the particular text. I want to see get attribute value. So what, get attribute value of string name we are going to be using. So we have seen the attribute value. So I want to get the attribute value of driver dot find element, sorry, find element used. So I want to this attribute, sorry, dot get attribute for this one. I need to check whether there is a class or not. is the program. I have get this value now. Okay, let's inspect this value. There is class. Okay. So here I want to retrieve the attribute value. So to get the attribute value, what I have did means I have just used get attribute value. So this one, what it will do means it will retrieve the attribute value. Whatever the attribute value I'm having, it will retrieve the attribute value. I want to retrieve the attribute value of class. So class attribute value I want to retrieve in Selenium. So what I am doing here, I am just passing a parameter like get attribute value. So this one, what it will do means it will retrieve the attribute value of that particular string. So uh, get attribute value of class I have declared. So what is the error? Multiple tokens. Okay. Dot get attribute y dot here get attribute value. So I want to print this one. System print ln name. So it is opening value add as type. Oh, I think it will give one error. Get text. It is not clicking on that element now. So here there is a no element interactable for this one. I got a error. So just give just I'm putting some weight so that I can check it. Is there any issue with the waiting command? If this is also not a problem, then we will see another thing. I will start running in the debug mode later. Still it is not interactable. Actually it has to close it, but it is not closing. Let's run in the debug mode. So here there is a problem, it has to close it. Let's see and run it in the debug mode. This too I will comment as of now. Then it has to go to this one and just it has to get the button name. Just I will run in the debug mode. Let's see it is running correctly or not. We can see it in the debug mode. Actually, it has to close the browser, but it is not closing the browser. So next one, I'm moving here. It is get text, so it is getting the text as a email. Next, it is waiting for the particular type. uh, it is getting that string name, so in the name the value is gl hyphen p. It is retrieving the value, so it is printing that value, then it is closing, then it is quitting. So my program has been executed, so I have retrieved the attribute value. So is it correct or not? Let's see here. So attribute value of class is gb hyphen w. So I got that value here. I got that value. So it is correct. So I'm able to retrieving the attribute value. So here when I running in the normal mode, it is failing. Whenever I'm running in the debug mode, it is passing. So what is the problem here? Means there is a some wait issue is there. So that wait issue, we can use the synchronizations wait in upcoming classes, and we can resolve that issues. Okay. So I have discussed about the attribute values. So we have seen attribute value. So we can retrieve the attribute value for the particular element value. If I want to get the attribute value, I can retrieve the attribute value. I can get the css value also, but css we will see later. I want to check whether each element is present. I want to check this button is present or not. So I want to check this button is present or not. What I am going to do, button dot is displayed. If button dot is displayed means it has to click on that button. So I want to write a condition. If button dot is display means if button is display, I want to say system dot out dot println is is displayed. Button is displayed. So I want to check whether this button is displayed or not. So actually I know that that button is enabled, so it is printing as a button is displayed. See here, the button is displayed, so it has printed as a button is displayed. So is enable is also there, so we having is enable, that button is enabled or not. So that button is enabled to click or not, I want to check it. Button is enabled or not, I want to check that one. So what is the main difference between the is displayed and is enabled is basically is display method is check the element is visible in that page or not. Is enabled is verified that element is enabled to interact or not. Sometimes there is a element which is present means now it is enabled only. So sometimes what happen, there is a button but that button is not enabled, it is in the disable mode. So when it is whenever in which one I can show you. I will try to show. So see here, there is a submit button. That submit button is displayed, but it is not enabled. Until it was not enabled, until we have not filled that form. And once the form is filled, then only this button will be turned into the blue color. Sometimes, so is displayed means if it is in the disabled mode also, it will show that button is displayed. When it is enabled means at that time, when the button is in the visible mode, at that time it is going to be showing. Okay, is selected, and we having the another attribute is selected. Is displayed, is enabled, is selected. So once I have selected this one, then it has to show that mail. If I have not selected this one, it should not show mail. So in the drop down is element selected, we are going to be using uh, is selected. So if I have used is selected, it will give me error. It will not go to, why? Because I have not selected this one. Whenever after clicking on this one, is selected will be available. If I'm selected means it will throw a, it will not print this one. Why? Because it is not selected that element. So it will no, it will not go into the for loop, just it will come out from the for loop. I have not written the else loop, so it will not print this one. See, it has not printed is a button is selected. If I have used a button dot click, then it will say that it has a selected. Mostly we are going to be uh, using for a drop down text. What it will do mean, it will check whether the element is clickable, like a checkboxes, radio buttons is selected or not. For that purposes we are going to be using. And we have discussed about the dimensional and the locations also in the last class. So in the dimension and locations we have set uh, we are set at the program for the access, for which access I have set it for the program window size. So I have set it the dimensional, and I can set the positions also. Set get size method. Get size, suppose in the drop down list I want to get the size of the elements, I can get the size of the elements. And most important thing which we are going to be see uh, for finding the elements, so elements identifications. So elements identifications, till now I have used driver dot find element. I have used, so it is going to be finding the element. For example, if I have used, I will create a new program. I'm just copying these two lines. Every time to set the value, I'm just copying this two lines. Created one object. So I want to driver dot get URL. I want to get this URL directly. I will copy this URL. Let's check whether this directly navigating this URL or not. If not, what I want to do, I want to click on the Gmail. So it is navigating directly to this URL. So I here what is previously what I have did, I have used driver dot find element by dot x by dot locators, whatever the locators we having, just I'm getting these locators. So class is there, name is there, I want to take the name. Name dot send key. Just I'm passing my name as a Sarita. One driver dot find element by dot name equals to this one. I want to find it. Just to click here, point your mouse to this point. You got the last name. I'm copying that last name, pasting here, dot send key. I have passed it. So this two I have passed it. So next one, I want to select the value from the drop down value. So this is a drop down value. So I want to uh, use to retrieve the data from the drop down value. So basically how I'm going to retrieving how I want to retrieve the value from the drop down means in the Selenium we are going to be using uh, find elements. So in the find elements, how I'm going to get the data, if you see here, if you see here, we having a method called as a select. So select is a class in the Selenium WebDriver which is used to selecting, or we can use it for the selecting and deselecting the elements from the drop down values. So the objects of the select method is going to be initialized in the drop down value. So we are not going to be entering any values. It is already installed in this elements. So if I want to use values in the drop down, how I am going to be getting this value means, so I will use with just basically I want to use web element drop down equals driver dot find element by dot, what is this element value, name is there, so I want to take the name by dot name equals to name I have selected. So if I passed it, um, so just drop down dot, if I want to send the key, what it will do, I am not able to send the key here. Why? Because already the data is presented in that one. So what I need to do, so it will not work for me. So what I need to do, I can't able to pass the value. So what I want to do here is I want to select the value. Select. So select, Selenium support select is there. So select, I can give the name as select equals to new select drop down value. So I have selected the new drop down value. Then how to send this data? I want to select particular value. So, so select dot select or deselect. I can select by index, select by value, select by visible text. We have in three methods. Select by index means it is going to be selecting the index position. So index position is 1 2 3 4 5. Value means value 1 2 3. Here they have given the same for the value and index. For someone they will give difference. See, for this one they have given, so value is 1 2 3 4. Select index is 0 1 2 3 4. Value means select by value means Jan Feb. So I want to select by index. I want to select the 4 as a date. So whether it has selected the 4 or not, I want to check it. So fourth position it has selected as a 5 positions. Why? Because 4 is the, it will start with the 0, so that's why it has selected with the decimal point. Sorry, it has selected with the both the values. Okay, so here I have used for the drop down values, the values. So I have used here also, find element only have used. So I want to use to find elements in my particular program. So how I am going to be using find elements in my particular program is, we will see. So basically I want to retrieve all the values from the drop down. So if I want to retrieve all the values from the drop down, what I can do is I can use a list of elements. So in this list of elements, so here, okay, I will use for this one. So I have used, I have selected the data from the drop down. Here I want to get all the list of elements. List of list of web elements I want to retrieve. I want to retrieve the list of all the web elements which are presented uh, in in the drop down. It is not this. Once I want to retrieve. So to retrieve, driver dot find elements by dot name. What is the name here? I'm having birth month. Just getting all this one into this months. So next I what I want to do, I have used this one, so I want to print all this one. So system.out.println months dot, I want to get the index of 2. So whether it will get the index of 2 or not, I will see. If not, I want to retrieve all the options. Get options we also can use it. So it has displayed, it has print the second month. So what is the error here? First we will see that error. So index out of bound, the length is 1. Still it will give the error. Let's see, I have given the 0 only. So here it has given one error. What is that error? I have retrieved in the drop down. How we are going to be in the Java, we have seen that one. So here I got here the value like this. I'm not getting the value. Get, I want to get size. How many elements I'm having? Get class text. So here I'm not able to retrieving the get text and get value. So get options will be there. So we can retrieve the options here. So this one, see here, months dot what methods we having, we can't able to add this method. Get size, I want to get the size of this value. This will give error or not, we will see it. So we will, so there is a size called as a 1 only. Why? Because I have not expand this one, I have not reading these values. So here what it is doing, here I want to retrieve all the values from this drop down. So find elements, what it will do, suppose if I have given the XPath as a something wrong, I have given the XPath. So what it will do, it will throw a exception, no such error exception. It will throw. So it has not changed this value. So it has given the exception. See, no such error element exception. Whenever I'm giving the XPath as a incorrect, it is giving as a no such error exceptions. In this one, if I'm giving the XPath as a 1, null point error exception it will throw. 0. So here it is giving as a 0 and it is throwing the null point error exception. So here it is going to be throwing the null point error exception. So what is the main difference uh, between the find element and find elements? Find elements will find the individual elements in the drop down. So I want to retrieve the group of elements. So here uh, from the drop down values, I want to retrieve all the values uh, from the drop down. So to retrieve all the values from the drop down, what I want to do, I can use the find elements in the Selenium and I can able to retrieve it. Now we will see how to get all the values from the drop down. Here I have seen just index of the particular element, but what is my main intention here, I want to retrieve all the values in the Selenium drop down. So we have we can, here I have not used any select command. Like this I have not used any select command. Like this I have not used any select command. Huh? So I use this select command. What is this one? Oh, and this one I want to retrieve the months. I want to retrieve the month. So it is giving me error. So what is the error it is giving? What is the error it is giving? Let's see. For find element, it is not throwing any error. So cascading error. So list of new web elements I have to use. So this one I have to implement this one. I have to change this month into the web element. So if I have changed this month. If I have changed this one to the web element, what is the error here? It is showing, it is asking to change to the find element. So I am changed to the find elements. So I have selected this one. Now I want to get text. So here it is not throwing me any error. My month, if I'm using month, select value of month, here it has to select the value. Select by visible text, select by index value. I want to select by index value 2. I want to select it. So it is going to be selecting the index value. So I want to select the index value. So this one I have not used to find elements. So the same thing which I want to use with the find elements, I am going to be using this one with the find elements. So what I want to do here, I want to select the group of elements. So this one is not working for me. So what I want to do, so here we having a option called as a uh, select element when get options methods is there. So get options methods we are going to be using to get the elements. So get options methods, what it will do means, in the list of options I am going to be just here only, I'm just commenting this one. Select month equals to new, sorry, select equals to new, select equals to new select of WebDriver dot find element by dot name. What is the name value I'm having here? Just I will copy from here. So I want to select this month value. So here what I want to do, I want to use a list of elements. So list of web elements, list of web elements. What is that options I want to use it? Options, I want to get the all that options. So months dot get options. So get options have get the first selected options I can use it, and get get all selected options I can use it. Get options I want to use it. So I want to get the all the options. So I want to print this options. Just I want to print all the options. Mm, there is a one more thing I have to close it here. No need to close it here. So this silly mistakes I have did. So now I will see whether it is running or not. So 5 See here I am not getting the values. Here there is a 12 values. I'm getting all these 12 values, but here I'm not able to get all the options. So to print all the options, first one I have used get options, get options dot. I want to get the text of get text of one. So here I'm not able to, it is giving the another format. So I am trying in the different ways whether it is how I am able to retrieve this one or not. I'm going to be checking this one. So how many ways I can able to check it to get these values. I'm just using these values. Still I have not able to retrieve. It is tagged only one element, so this one it is retrieving only one element. So how to select the values from the drop down? I want to display the values. I want to display all the values from the drop down. So what I have to do? So one thing I have used select drop down. It is not worked for me. I want to use with another one which I have used. It is not working for me. So how I can able to retrieve these elements? So here I want to use in the Java. I want to select these values. Select equals to new drop down values which I'm going to be selecting the values. We having get options. I will work with the get. I want to get the visible text. Get all first options. First options it will not work for me. Why? Because it has to change the options to web element. Let's see it will work for us or not. Still it is not able to selecting the value. So here what is the issue? I'm not able to print this value. Get options means I'm not able to print this value. So what I need to do? If you remember in the Java class I have explained you about the list method. So whenever we are using the list, we have to get the values, get the size of that element. So I'm using int I oh, equals to 0, I less than options dot size I plus plus. I'm going to be retrieving this value. So here what I want to do, I want to get this options in a particular value. So to get the options in a value, what I'm going to do, I want to store it in the another elements to retrieve that value. So for that one, what I am doing here, I'm passing a string here. A string options equals to what I want to do, option dot get index of I want to retrieve all the text values. So basically if I'm giving like all the text values, I'm not able to get this one. Suppose here I want to get this one, options dot get text means I'm not able to get the text. Get index, if you observe here I'm getting the get index. So index I have not passed here. So that's why whenever I'm uh, trying to print that one, it is giving illegal exceptions, it is giving. So I want to print these options. So to print these options, what I am doing, I'm just using system.out.println options. Just I'm closing here. So it is going to be printing all the values. If you see here, it has printed all the values from the January to December. It has print the values. But my requirement here, what is my requirement here? I want to print all the values, with using the find elements. So to print all the values with the find elements, I have not printed that value. So to print that values, what I want to do, I will open another application called as a eBay applications. I want to check how many list of elements are presented. So to check the all the list of elements, I'm going to be using one method in this eBay applications. Just I want to use the find elements. So here what I want to do, I want to print all the elements, find elements by tag name, tag name A. I want to print all the list of tag names which is consisting all the elements, all the link elements. I want to print it. So to print all the link elements, what I have did same thing. I've used a find elements. I'm going to be printing all the link elements. Here I have given the URL http colon. See here, whatever the link elements are there, all the link elements it has displaying. So driver.find elements, what it will do means it will print all the element. Suppose if I have given invalid exception here, what it will do means it will previously I have shown you no such error exceptions it has thrown. Now what exception it will throw? Let's see. It is searching for that element. It is not found that element locator. It is waiting for that element locator. Let's stop this one. Unable to find the GCD element. 1 minute. I will put a debug mode here. I want to run this one. So here I have given the invalid expert. So it is searching, it is continuousing the looping, and it will search all that element after sometimes. Why? Because it having lot of locators. So it will search until all the elements is found or not. It will throw a null point error exception. Okay. So this is all about the find element and find elements. So find elements will find the individual element. Find elements will find the list of all the elements. In a group of elements, it will find the list of all the elements which is presented in a list. If you want to find the elements in a drop down also, you can use that one. Find elements, you can use it. and you can use it in the normal way with the find elements. So here I have used find elements of get options. You can use the find elements also. So whatever the method you want to find, you can find in this method. So we have discussed about find elements and find elements. We have discussed about this one, and we will go back to previous our web elements actions methods. So in web elements action methods we have seen this one. So we having the another methods also, basically like submit. So submit method is there. Uh, get tag name. We can able to retrieve the tag name of that particular element equals method. We can able to retrieve this one. Get tag of particular element. I want to get text. I want to get the get I want to get the tag name. That element tag names I want to get it. So if tag names are available, it will display the tag names. If not, it will throw an exception. So tag name is options. If you see, the tag name is options. So it has retrieved all the names as an options. 12 options it has retrieved. See, if you see, the tag name is options. So it has retrieved all the 12 tag names as an options only. So this is all about the web elements in Selenium. So we can see how to get the elements values, paths and everything. We will discuss about that one in tomorrow class. So we have seen these methods submit, and tomorrow class we will see what are the locators available in the Selenium, how to retrieve that locators. Thank you.